So it's time for us to listen to our heart. It's time for each one of us to step into the power of who we are and adjust our frequency. The universe has been amping up the frequency. Can you feel it? Things are getting ready to shift and change, but not yet. We've got to do our work. We've got to tune in to the inner being of who we are and step into our inner power and do the work. Do the work and accept the fact that we are powerful beings and trust that the universe is going to support us every step of the way. Each one of us is given an opportunity to choose. We make choices every day. But what are your choices? Are you choosing from your mind? Are you choosing from your conditioned beliefs? Or are you choosing from your heart? Your heart aligns to the frequency of the universe. The heart connects you to the divine. The heart always aligns you to that which is of love. And love is a power. And as we move forward in this journey of 2023, we must all recognize that our thoughts, our actions, we are sending out frequencies of experiences and thoughts and words that are creating our lives. So what are you thinking about? And what is the universe mirroring back at you? Are you getting the numbers? Are they showing you a sign? Are you seeing 333 or 444? Or perhaps you're seeing 1111? Are you stepping into this frequency of your day in a positive light, or are you not in a good frequency? Are you not happy? Are you in this energy of disappointment? Are you feeling that you're holding on to the past and you're unable to let go, and you start a new day dragging the past with you? Everywhere you go, you have an energy. And some people have an energy that is grand, and you can feel it when they walk in the room. We refer to that in the human world as charisma. They've got charisma. They've got pizzazz. They've got this energy. They've got this good mojo. They've got this Midas touch. But you have the power to adjust your frequency. You have the power to create for yourself everything that you want. But it's knowing how you feel. It's understanding that you can do anything from within, from your heart, from the power that is you. Everywhere we turn, we are faced with an opportunity to greet things positively or negatively. Everywhere we go, we have an opportunity to interpret things through our heart or through our human mind. And everywhere we go, we have an opportunity to claim our power. And I don't mean power that usurps another's power. I don't mean power that makes someone else feel less than or not good enough. I'm talking about the power that allows us to feel where we are and be aware of all the things that are going on around us, and to make the choice that's for our highest and our best good. Each one of us has that power. And everyone can move forward in a direction of peace and love if we could only choose to come from love. The world would be a better place. And even though the world is changing, we truly believe that we can make a difference in how it changes. You have that power. You have that consistency. There's a frequency that comes from the divine that is like no other frequency. It is a frequency that brings light and peace and joy. So many times when people come to my center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center, they can feel the difference. You can feel the energy. You feel the shift. You feel the power. And it helps people release whatever's been going on in their day. We have people come to the center in West Palm Beach, and they tell me, I just wanted to come in, walk around, pick up a bundle of sage just because I needed to feel good. Others love to just kind of be around the area of the center, even in the parking lot, believe it or not, just to kind of have a Zen moment before they start their day. I hear all sorts of stories of how the energy is transformative for everyone who comes our way. So what would you love to have in your life? What frequency do you need to adjust? And what habits do you have to break? some of our very habits that we think are every day or this is who I am, those habits are actually deterring us from our full potential. Sometimes it's addictions to things that we know aren't good for us, be it carbohydrates or sugar or alcohol or nicotine. And we have to make those shifts. We have to make those changes. Because when we fill our body with things that are weighing us down, that have a low frequency, it removes us from the ability to truly adjust our frequency to the highest of frequencies. The divine frequency, the love frequency, the energy that really helps everyone move forward. The energy that's there to sustain you in a different vibration and light than you've ever felt before. You have to be open for the change. So as we move into this 2023 and we look to the universe for our messages, as we dive into our hearts and our souls, we have to learn to say goodbye. Say goodbye to 2022. Say goodbye to 2021. Lord, say goodbye to 2020. Say goodbye to the stories and the happenings from the past. And let go of those things that have been weighing you down. It's time. What about that relationship that didn't work out? Do you have that feeling inside of you that you feel as if you got wronged? Do you have that sense that you are not in a good place in your life and you're just carrying the past with you and you're not giving yourself permission to change? Are you holding on to a love, an unrequited love? Maybe there's a connection, but it's not taking you to where you ultimately would love to go. So what are you going to do? How can you change? How can you release what you don't have to open up to make room for what you want to have? You see, if you don't have anything in its fulfillment, in its totality, in its truest of experiences, if you don't have it that way, why are we trying to hold on to a aspect of it, a thin little sliver of what it could be, when you look at it, it's more than half empty, and it's not filling your cup. Your cup must always be filled with light and love and peace, and it's no one else's responsibility to do that for you. It is your responsibility to be aware of what you put into the cup and to take the time to fill the cup and to adjust your thoughts, to adjust your words, to adjust your frequency. So many times people say, oh, my paycheck's gone before I even get it. Well, yes, I understand you have obligations, and maybe the math tells you that. But I have more than enough, and abundance flows to me. Is how we want to adjust our frequency to attract more abundance. Maybe you'll get a bonus unexpectedly. Don't say, oh no, not my job, because maybe something else will come your way. The universe is always knocking on our door to give us new opportunities. I had an interesting thing happen to me. I love to go and pick numbers that I know are going to come up. And some of you on the radio show have benefited from the numbers that I've given out. And so I went to play a number a couple of weeks ago, and I looked down at the scratch-offs, and I'm not a scratch-off person. I don't really feel drawn to that. I rather trust my intuition telling me these 3 numbers are coming in the next few days than some random scratch-off. But I looked at the scratch-offs, and number 19 popped up in front of me. And I was like, number 19 looks good. But my human mind said, well, you don't like scratch-off, SarahSpiritual, so don't pick the scratch-off. Don't go for that. Just stick with what you know. So I went off and did my thing and did whatever I had to do, and I just let it go. And then another time, just the other day, when I went to play another number that I was counting on coming in the universe, I saw number 19 again. And this time the feeling was like, you really need to go with number 19. I'm like, okay, universe, you're sending me the frequency. They give me this little frequency, and they're like, come on, little girl, you can do it. And so I said, all right, I'll have 2 of number 19. I didn't want a chance just getting 1. So I said, give me 2 of 19. So I went home, and yes, I scratched, and one of them had a small win. And then the next one had this symbol. And the symbol meant that I got every prize on that scratch-off ticket. I don't know how many columns they were, but it added up to over $225. Maybe it was $250. I haven't cashed it in yet. I'm saving it. It was my win, not from a financial point of view. It was my win for trusting the frequency of the universe, prompting me and telling me, why don't you scratch this? Why don't you do this? It would be wonderful for you to just pick number 19. So then I got in my little human mind, my little analytical mind, and I was like, I wonder what would have happened the last time they said pick 19, what I would have won. But then I said, I can't wallow in that what could have happened, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I could only stand true into what I know I chose to do at this moment. I can't beat myself up for what I didn't do, and that's the unknown. But what I do know is that in the moment that the prompting came a little stronger, because they're like, she's being hard-headed, hit her on the head with it again, I went for it. Well, we all do that. We all ignore the promptings of the universe, and the universe has been talking to us, and they've been talking to us for a really long time. And they send us signs, and they let us know. On Saturday, I was really blessed to sit with a little boy, and it was such a great experience for me. And he was there with his grandma, and he wanted to make connections with loved ones on the other side. And I didn't know who he wanted to communicate with. And some wonderful connections began, and I got to see a dog, I got to see the cat, and I got to see another relative. And then steps forward a woman. And the woman gives me this symbol. She kind of puts her hands together and she makes a heart with her knuckles together at the top and her thumbs pointing down, and she makes this heart. And that's what I see. And so I say, well, the person I have is making this heart, something about a heart, or she's showing me a heart. And they went, oh, that's what she used to always do in our pictures. She would always do that in the pictures, so that she would be sending love in her pictures. And so the little boy perked up. And then we went on. And then the woman that I'm connecting with, she gave me a letter. And the letter was the K. And that's her mom's name, his mom's name. So I was like, wow, it's so cool that when you attune to the universe and you attune to frequencies, our loved ones can come through, our guides, our angels, God can talk to us. And we have to trust the process. So knowing that he wanted to connect with people, of course, I'm like, okay, we have the pets stepping forward, which I love pets, so I'm happy to greet them. And I knew there was more. And I had to be patient and let each frequency transmit to me. I had to allow the person to step forward, the other people to step forward. We had to get information, confirmation, evidence, and then we had to transmit the frequency from me to him and to his grandma so that they would know that she was okay. You have that same opportunity. Every day the universe is transmitting to all of you a story. And you can choose the high frequency story, or you could choose the story that's playing in your mind of, there's traffic, I'm not going to be on time, there's technical difficulties, it's not going to work, I have conflict, there's issues, whatever's going on. My family, my children, they're not cooperating, things aren't connecting. Whatever your story is that you're living, you have the opportunity to up-level to a higher, better frequency and connect to something greater and more. You have that power. Each one of you is always connected. And the universe is talking to you, telling you all you belong to the great universe and the great divine. And that in your choosing to adapt yourself to that frequency and break out to the chains of the human conditioned beliefs of who we are, who we came to be, what's meant to be because this is how it's supposed to be. Well, we have so many things that we could change in our lives, but we refuse to make a change. We become stuck. literally stuck on stupid. Our own stupid tapes playing over and over again, telling us, why change? This is what you know. Don't bother. So we have all an opportunity to make this adjustment and fine tune. So I encourage you all, when you wake up in the morning, say, today is going to be a great day. When you get to work, say, I'm protected, I'm divine, everything's going to work out for me. And I choose to feel good, and I choose to listen to my intuitive voice and not engage with some maybe foolishness that's going on in the energy of the workplace or with a coworker. And send people positive light. Don't let them feel your uncomfortability. Let them feel your positivity. Let them feel your heart. You know, there's a song from E.T., Turn on Your Heart Light, right? It's time for us all to turn the heart light on and allow that frequency to coast you through life, instead of each one of us trying so hard to make it work. If you're finding that you're struggling and you're pushing to make things work, if you're struggling to have happiness in your workplace and you can't find that rhythm, then choose to adapt yourself to a new rhythm within yourself, and that new rhythm of choosing to feel happy is what's going to bring you to a new opportunity for work with more abundance. And when you look at your bills and you choose to let them weigh you down, and yes, I know things have definitely increased. And when you add it all together, it seems like a lot. But the universe will provide. God is always there. We all have a power inside to shift it. But it begins with your perception of how you view and interpret the experience, how you transmit the experience you're living into your physical, energetic being, into your vortex, into your electromagnetic field, and how you transmit that into yourself and allow it to process, sends out a frequency to the universe. Is it going to be the frequency of nobody knows the troubles I've seen, woe is me? Is it the mentality of I'm always a victim, nothing works? Or is it that you have a power to change? You have the power to make peace in everything that you have. The world is changing, but you need to change too. And tune into the frequency of the universe.